Imagine this. You're playing a AAA video game. The graphics are console quality. The physics are real. The stakes are life and death. But there is no console. There's no 50GB download. There is no Steam library. It's happening right here on your browser. You could be at work, at school, or on a 10-year-old laptop. It didn't matter. It sounds impossible today, right? Like a fever dream. But in 2011, this wasn't a dream. It was the future. It was Battlestar Galactica Online. At its peak, it had over 10 million registered users. So, how does a game with the official license, a massive player base, and technology that felt like magic just vanish? Today, we are opening the flight logs. We're going back to the nebula. To understand the death of BSGO, you have to understand the miracle of its birth. In 2011, browser games were simple. They were Farmville, they were text-based strategy games, they were 2D flash animations. Then came Big Point. They used the Unity web player engine to do something that shouldn't have been possible. They rendered full Newtonian 3D space combat inside a web page. There was no friction. You sent a link to a friend, they clicked it, and 30 seconds later, you were a wingman. It hit the perfect sweet spot between the complexity of EVE Online and the action of Star Wars Rouge Squadron. You had to manage your energy, your heat, your missiles. It was skill-based. If you were good, really good, you could take a starter ship and humiliate a veteran player. Most licensed games just retell the movie. BSGO didn't do that. They created a pocket reality. They looked at season 2 of the show and asked, what if the fleet didn't escape? What if they got stuck? We were the lost fleet, separated from Earth, separated from the Cyclone homeworld. We were stuck in the corner of the galaxy, with limited resources. Why were we fighting over asteroids? Because we needed the helium fuel. Why didn't we just jump away? Because our FTL drives were damaged. The game mechanics were the story. You weren't grinding for XP, you were grinding for survival. And the atmosphere, it was heavy. The music was drawn from Bear McCreary's original score. The drums, the violins, it made you feel like you were in the show. The community was tribal. You were either colonial or you were Cyclone, and people took this seriously. There were players who would patrol the borders for hours, just waiting for a newbie to wander too far from the safe zone. We had chat channels dedicated to spying. We had legendary pilots whose names you feared when they just popped up on your Dradis radar. The peak of the game was the capital ship battles. When a Pegasus-class Battlestar jumped into the system, the servers would literally lag from the sheer hype. It was chaos, beautiful chaos. For a few years, this was the best combat game on the planet, period. But every empire falls, and usually it falls from within. The first blow was technical. Browsers stopped supporting the Unity plugin due to security risks. The magic window closed. To play, you had to download a client. The ease of the access, the game's biggest selling point, evaporated overnight. But the death blow came from the monetization team. As the players' number dropped, the developers panicked. They needed to squeeze more money out of the remaining pilots. They introduced what we call the wallet gap. They added gold ammo, ammunition you bought with real money, that did significantly more damage than standard rounds. They added boosters, upgrades. Suddenly, skill didn't matter. It didn't matter if you were the Red Baron. If the other guy swiped his credit card, you were dead in 3 seconds. The meritocracy was gone. The Lost Fleet wasn't destroyed by cyclones, it was dismantled by greed. On January 31st, 2019, the servers went dark. No fanfare, no big final, just disconnected. We lost more than a game that day. We lost a moment in internet history. A moment when the browser was powerful enough to hold a universe. If you were there, if you flew a Viper or a Raider, drop your call sign in the comments.